Hey, this is Dave from Unipro, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to get a new paying client from Facebook in 24 hours or less. And the best part about this strategy is it's dead simple and it works for any niche. You could be selling products or services in the fitness niche. You could be getting online clients for some sort of B2B service. Maybe you're selling a software product. It works for software as well. And in addition to that, the strategy is 100% for free. So let's dive in. So there's lots of ways to get new paying clients from Facebook, but many of those strategies are very complex and many require using expensive paid ads. And so I've got a solution for you today that's going to allow you to get a new paying client within 24 hours or less. It's simple and it's free. There's only 3 steps you need to follow. The first step is to go inside your Facebook group. And if you don't have a Facebook group, don't worry about that, but let me start out by showing you an example. Here's an example of one of the Facebook groups that I own. This is called Audience and Influence. And this group is for online business owners who are looking to build their businesses. They're looking to get new clients. So my ideal target market is inside this group. And that's what you want to do as well, is you want to use this strategy inside a Facebook group. Now, if you have your own Facebook group like this one that already has your ideal leads in it, use that group. It's going to be easiest to do it inside your own group. However, if you don't have your own group, you can still use this strategy. You could ask a friend, if your friend has a group that has your targeted audience in it, to follow this strategy in your friend's group. Or if you don't know anyone who runs a Facebook group that has your ideal leads in it, you can use a non-competing group where your ideal leads do hang out. Let me show you an example. So remember, I'm looking to target online business owners. Here's an example of a non-competing group. So this group isn't designed to help SaaS owners get new clients. It's designed to help SaaS owners build their product. So this is non-competing for me. So this might be a great group for me to implement this strategy. And you can do the same thing. Look for groups that aren't directly competing with you. Now, it's also best that those groups will allow promotional posts. So just go take a look at the nature of the posts inside that group that you're going to be using. And if you see other people posting about solutions to problems, awesome. That's going to be a great group to use. And if you're unsure, you can simply do this. You can go down to the members tab. And then you can see right here, this is where you can find the admins, the owners of the group, and just reach out to them and tell them about what you want to post. I'm going to show you what to post in just a second. Tell them about what you're going to post and see if they're okay with it. And in most cases, because you're using a non-competing group, the admin will be okay with you creating this post. So that's the first step, is to go into your group where your ideal leads are hanging out. Now, as a side note, before I show you what to post in that group, if you do have your own Facebook group and you're looking to fill that group up with targeted leads, I've got a really great strategy that I use to add thousands of targeted leads to all my Facebook groups. I'll put a link in the description. You can get access to that right now to start filling up your group with great leads. So once you're in a group where your ideal leads hang out, now you want to create a post. And I'm going to show you an example of the type of post that you want to create. So you want to create a poll, and I'll show you an example. This is for my business. So again, I'm targeting online business owners who are using Facebook to get clients. And the poll says this. It says, Messenger limits are coming. So it's talking about some changes to Facebook Messenger. How are you feeling about nurturing Facebook leads in Messenger right now? So I'm asking a question and then I give 3 specific answers. And I'm going to show you another example. If this doesn't relate to your particular business, I'll show you another example in a minute that's really going to get your wheels turning. So here's my 3 potential answers for this poll. It says, I feel great. I'm closing more sales than ever. The second answer is not great. I could use an updated nurturing, and then it says strategy. And then the final answer says, what Messenger limits? And so this is basically indicating that someone doesn't even know that there's Messenger limits coming. Now, these 3 answers to your poll, they need to be very strategic. The first one, you'll see here it says, I feel great about Messenger. I'm closing more sales than ever. You want this to be so optimistic, so positive, so enthusiastic, that in reality, very few people would choose this. Think about yourself. If you saw this poll and were thinking about your business, would you confidently choose the answer that says, great, I've got more sales than I could ever use? No, nobody's going to answer that. Really what this is doing is it's directing people to answer one of the other 2 options. Most people are going to see this and they're going to choose this answer. They're going to say, yeah, I could use an updated nurturing strategy. I could use more leads, or I could use more sales. And some people are going to say, oh, I'm not sure what you're talking about. In either case, you're getting people to admit that they have a problem. Either things aren't going as well as they'd want, that's this answer right here, or they're not sure about the changes that are coming, therefore they're missing out. They're out of the loop. They need more information. So you're going to find that most people are going to answer one of these 2 answers. Now, before I show you another example of how to set up this poll, it's really important that you look at the settings down here. You want to click on this little cog icon, click on the drop down, and make sure that both of these boxes are unchecked. So you want to not allow people to choose multiple answers. You want to force them to make a choice. And you want to make sure you don't allow people to add their own options. If this is checked, you're going to find that people go and start adding all kinds of random answers to the poll. You don't want that. You want to make sure that people are forced to choose from one of these three options. So here's an example of how to set up the poll if you're offering a B2B service, like I am, helping business owners get more leads and clients from Facebook. Let me show you a different example. Here's an example if you're running a fitness business. You might say something like this. You might say, summer is coming. How are you feeling about your fitness routine right now? And then we're going to use the same strategy when it comes to providing the poll options. Great, I'm fitter than I've ever been. So this is that hugely optimistic, very positive answer. How many people are actually going to answer with this? Very few, right? Most people are looking to improve their fitness. So the second option says, not great, I could use an updated routine to follow. Most people are going to fall into this category. Even if they're relatively fit, even if they already work out, they'll say, yeah, there's room for an improvement. I could definitely use some ideas. They're going to answer this. Some people might answer this. They might say, fitness routine, alluding to the fact that I don't even have a fitness routine, which is perfect. So in this case, you're going to end up with most people answering one of these two options. Again, go take a look at the cog icon here, and you're going to notice that both of these boxes are unchecked. So that's the second step. Inside this group where your target leads are hanging out, you want to create a poll with these three strategic answers. And I'll show you a live example where I've actually implemented this exact strategy. So back over here in my audience and influence group, again, this is targeting business owners who want to get more clients through Facebook. You'll notice that I posted a poll just like we looked at with three very strategic answers. And you'll notice there's 156 votes on this poll. And so this leads to the third step, which is reaching out to everyone who answered your poll. And I'll show you the manual way to do that, and then I'm going to show you the way that I do that. So you could go through your poll answer by answer, and you can click on the answer, and then you'll see a list of everyone who voted on that poll. And then you could pick someone from the list and then go over to Messenger and send them a message. So that's the manual way to start up a Messenger conversation with everyone who voted on your poll. And I'll show you what you can say to people inside of Messenger in just a second. But first, I want to show you the automated way you can do this so that you can literally push a button and have all this work done for you. I'm going to go back over to the poll. So let me close this down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the link to that poll. Now, I'm using a software tool, it's called Unipro, and inside Unipro, you can create lists of people who have taken specific actions on Facebook. So in this case, I want to know everyone who voted on my poll. I'm going to go in Unipro, you can see there's an option here that says Manage Lists, and I'm going to create a list from a poll. So I want to create a list of everyone who voted on that poll. So in this case, I'm just going to call this poll, I'm just going to call it example, but you'd want to name it whatever your poll is about. And then I'm going to paste in the link to that poll, and I'm going to click on load. And what Unipro does now is it goes over to that poll and it's creating a list of everyone who voted on that poll, so you can send a message to all those people with one click as opposed to going through and doing it manually. And you can see here Unipro has already found 10, 20, 30. It's counting up all the people who answered that poll. And there it's finished. You can see I've got all the people who answered my poll. And I'm going to highlight all of them here, and I'm going to go down and I'm going to add all 156 of those leads to this list. And then Unipro's done that for me. You can see I've got my list. It's called Poll Example, and there's 156 leads now on that list. So whether you're reaching out manually or you're going to use Unipro to do this automatically for you, the next step is to reach out in Messenger and start up a conversation. Let me show you the script that I would use. I'd recommend using a script something like this. It says, hey, and then I want to insert the person's first name. Just saw your vote on my poll, so you're reminding them of why you're reaching out. You're telling them what they did. They took the action. Just saw your vote on my poll about nurturing leads in light of the new Messenger limitations. So I want to make sure that they understand this isn't a cold DM. They started this by engaging on my poll. Are you using Messenger for nurturing these days? Now, this is very important. You want to ask them a question that would be relevant no matter what poll answer they chose. So let's go back and take a look at my poll for a second. You can see here the poll asked, how are you feeling about nurturing Facebook leads in Messenger right now? Some people might have said, great, I'm closing more sales than ever. That's unlikely, however. Most people are going to say, I could use a new updated nurturing strategy. And some people are going to say, what Messenger limits? Now remember, no matter what they answered on the poll, we want to make sure that your script is relevant. Let's take a look at that script again. It says, are you using Messenger for nurturing these days? So even someone who said, yeah, I'm closing sales like crazy, even someone who says, I could use a new strategy, even someone who says, what Messenger limits, it makes sense to come back to them and say, hey, are you closing sales inside a Messenger? And now you've got the conversation started. So of course you can go and send this out one by one manually. I'm going to show you how Unipro does this for me automatically. I'm going to go back over to Unipro, and I'm going to go over to the message hub, and I want to send a bulk message to all these leads. And so I'm going to do this from the list that we just created. So in my list drop down here, I'm going to go and find the poll example. This is the list that we just created. I'm going to tell Unipro to send out 30 messages in a batch. and I'm gonna write a new message. Here's the script that we just looked at. So it says, hey, first name, and Unipro is gonna insert their first name here, and then it's gonna ask the question, are you using Messenger for nurturing leads these days? Then I'm gonna click create message list, and you'll see here, Unipro's prepared it. It's got a list of 156 leads who are gonna receive that exact message that we just looked at. Now all I need to do is click on the play button and I can sit back and relax, and Unipro is going to start up conversations with all those people. Now at this stage, you're just starting the conversation with people who are clearly interested. These are clearly leads because they voted on your poll. And what you're going to want to do is when they come back, they're going to respond to that question that you just asked them in Messenger, and they're going to come back and they're going to answer your question, or maybe they'll have a question of their own. And so now what you want to do is lead them through whatever your scripting steps are to either book a sales call or to sell to them directly in Messenger. And if you don't have a sales script of your own to use in Messenger, I've got an amazing one, especially for booking sales calls. If you sell high ticket items, this script can book sales calls in 6 minutes or less. It's been proven to work. It's very, very effective. I'll put a link in the description. You can download a copy and use that if you don't have your own Messenger sales script. So think about where you've come. You've gone into a group, you created a poll to attract some attention. You got people voting on your poll using one of those very strategic answers so that you can strike up a conversation over Messenger. And then you're going to walk them through a sales script to either buy something directly in Messenger from you or to book a sales call with you so you can sell them on that sales call. Pretty cool, right? Now, I've tested this strategy over and over and over again, and I found that about 5% of people who vote on your poll, when you reach out to them and work them through a sales script, they're gonna buy from you. So think about that number for a second. 5% means that if you get 20 votes on your poll, at least one of those people is going to turn into a paying client for you. So when I come down here and I see that I had 156 people vote on this particular poll, I can do some quick math here, and that tells me that I'm probably going to get 7 or 8 new clients just from that poll, which is why I use this strategy on a regular basis. It's just so effective. Now, of course, I do use Unipro as my secret weapon. And aside from sending messages to people who vote on polls, Unipro will go out onto Facebook. It'll find your ideal leads. It'll bring those leads over into your audience. It'll nurture those leads. It'll strike up conversations with those leads, and it'll help you make sales to those leads right inside Messenger like we looked at today. So if you've never checked out Unipro before, you got to check it out. Go over to unipro.com. So that's what I've got for you today. And if this video was helpful, give it a like. And if you have any questions about getting leads or clients from Facebook, go ahead and leave those in the comment section below. I'm happy to help out. And again, if you're building your business and you're using Facebook to get leads and paying clients and you haven't checked out Unipro yet, you really got to check it out. Go over to unipro.com. It's been a game changer for my business, and I know it will be for you as well. That's unipro.com. Thanks for checking out this video. Can't wait to see you in the next one.